This is Zack Childress, everyone, and welcome to today's training class. I know I haven't done anything like this in ever. You might be asking me why, because I'm going to pull the curtain back on something today that is very, very special. This training is literally going to blow your mind. And I say that because you might think you know a little bit about this and you might think that you don't. But I've got a very special training plan for you today. While most of the time, yes, it's true, I'm talking about making money with real estate. Today's class is about making money, big money, and listen, with Bitcoin. What? Yes, I'm in it, and I am literally killing it. So I have to tell you, now I was skeptical about Bitcoin, and yeah, I sat back and watched things happen and didn't get involved like I should have, and the cryptocurrency for a long time. But when I started learning about it, and I realized very quickly that it wasn't a scam, that literally it was here to stay, and it was changing the way the market is when it comes to the financial side of things. I realized it is 100% real, and so I started buying and trading Bitcoin and started having really big success with it literally very fast. I mean, I'll never forget one day I just woke up and my entire portfolio had doubled. Like it was like overnight instant. And I thought, oh my word. I was thankful. I didn't know, and obviously I'm not the expert, and I didn't know enough, but I had somebody that I could lean on and that knew it and that I was able to go to. Now, listen to this. If you're not familiar with Bitcoin, we're going to explain what it is and how that you can make money in this today's market and right here on this class. You see, if you are familiar with Bitcoin, then you're going to be excited to discover something that was taught to me by my good friend and expert, how you can buy Bitcoin at 90% discount because it's there and it's big money. That's the beauty of it, 90% discount. This is like going back, guys, going all the way back to when you could buy Bitcoin in the early 2016 at that price point. See, people look at it now and they go, oh man, is it too late? Is it too late? Think if you could get in at a 90% discount on Bitcoin right now. Now, there's a ton of people making money with Bitcoin. I see it all the time. And they are buying at full retail price. So imagine with me for a minute how much money you can make when you were able to get in at 90% discount. You see, we're also going to talk about whether Bitcoin is even in a bubble right now or not. Is it or is it not? And you're going to see firsthand the data behind it. And that I promise. If you feel that you've missed the boat, like a lot of people that I've talked to, and didn't get into Bitcoin before it hit its big price rise in 2006 or 17, I should say, you need to pay attention to this training and what me and my friend have to say to you, okay? Because we're going to show you not only how to buy Bitcoin at the 2016 price level, but also where Bitcoin is headed and how to put yourself in a path of its growth so that you can make some massive profits for you, your family, your friends. You're going to want to share this with everybody and set yourself up for the rest of your life. We're talking millions for you personally. Yeah, you heard me right. That is how this is going to scale. I've had some experience with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but I don't consider myself an expert. And let me just be clear on that. I'm smart enough to know I need to attach myself to the expert, which is why I've brought on the trainer today, okay? And what I love about him is he's now our in-house Bitcoin and cryptocurrency expert. I've been working with this guy for over 10 years now in the real estate space, and he is literally one of the most successful real estate investors that I know and always has his eyes open to the next big trend happening in the market. What will blow you away is, there's all kinds of things happening, and it's the people that are smart enough to watch the trends and get on them ahead of time are the ones you want to learn for. Just like he did. He spotted the short sale market back in 2008 when the real estate crash happened, and he had identified that was the way to go to make money. And he not only took himself that way, he took so many other students with him and showed them the same success. So when he came to me and he started teaching me how to identify certain aspects of this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market, I realized then it was one of the biggest things that was coming. And that's when he shared with me. He said, Zach, this is the biggest opportunity of our lifetimes. We would be absolutely stupid not to pay attention to what's going on. So I asked him, so how much time have you been putting into it? And that's when he said to me, he said, Zach, I've spent the last 2 years interviewing the top experts in the world, flying around, meeting and watching, and experimenting with all different types of ways to make money with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You see, today he's going to reveal to you one of his most profitable discoveries with Bitcoin, just like he did with me. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to listen. Because, see, while everyone else is paying retail for Bitcoin, he's going to show you, just like he did me, how to get Bitcoin at 90% discount. That's literally 10 cents on the dollar. Imagine being able to buy all your real estate at 10 cents on the dollar. You'd be a billionaire right now. I'd be jealous of you. Right? So the beauty of that is that's literally what we have in front of us with this world that's coming. Well, let me just say that that's how big this strategy is, if you really think about it. And I believe everyone should have multiple streams of income, because I know I do. And this right here is the most profitable income stream that you can have as an add-on to what you're already doing. It's right here, right now. So listen, without further ado, let me introduce you not to just my good friend, not to just someone I've known for 10 years, been in masterminds with, watched him change our industry in real estate, and seen him grow. Let me introduce you to who I call the king of crypto, Mr. DC Fawcett. DC, are you with us?
Yes, Zach, I am here. I'm excited to be here. And we've got some really big things happening with Bitcoin right now. And a lot of people are getting very wealthy during this, what I call modern day gold rush we are in right now. Listen, the greatest transfer of wealth is literally happening right now for many people that have took the time to get a little educated about Bitcoin, and then they took some action to get in. And I'm excited to educate and share the most profitable way to make money with Bitcoin in this market. I'm going to be sharing that on today's class. And this strategy does not rely on the price of Bitcoin going up. It even works when the price of Bitcoin is stagnant or even going down. That's how powerful it is. So, but you know what? This opportunity is not going to last forever, and we have a small window of opportunity to take advantage of this, and that's what I'm going to share today.
Man, I know you will. I know you will, because when you kept poking at me about it. You kept saying, Zach, you got to see this. You got to see this. And after really spending time with you and your world of knowledge and how you were able to show me some things that just you can't find out in the open web. And I thought, this is how everybody's making their money in this. Like, this is the behind the door stuff. And I just thank you for giving me that time to share with me your knowledge. And I'm very excited to be able to not only have our students see this opportunity, but even for me being able to buy Bitcoin at 90% discount. It actually seemed a little too good to be true at first, but you showed me how. And not only did you show me, but you proved it to me. And that is where I think I got excited for myself, my family, my future, but also all the people that I know come to me looking for financial advice in real estate. And even though we're not giving it, but they're coming to me saying, hey, how do I get into real estate? How do I get started? And the ultimate goal with real estate for them is they want to make extra money. That's what they want to do. And I thought, like, this could not only make them extra money, but they would be able to build so much more money to then invest in more real estate. I thought it was phenomenal. So now I'm doing it, and it's working, and I'm so excited, for my students to learn this as well, DC.
Yeah, I understand. And, I was the same way at first because, I was skeptical at first. I didn't know if it was real or not, but I took the time, started researching it, studying it, and then I started testing some things. And that, just led me to the decision to get in a big way. And I'm so happy and grateful that I did, because it's making me and a lot of people around me a lot of money right now. And I know some people are skeptical about it, and that's why we're doing this class. I'm going to show everybody, where it's at, what the risks are, what the pros and cons are. And this is literally our future. It really is. And it's our kids' future and our grandkids' future. And I urge everyone to pay attention to this. And at minimum, just start getting educated about it, because this opportunity right now is we're still in what's considered the early adopter stage, and I'm going to show some graphs of this in a few minutes. We're still in the early adopter stage, which means you have a big opportunity to get in at the early adopter stage before it goes mainstream, because when you get in now, you're putting yourself in the path of growth for when everybody else gets in as a mainstream crowd, and that the price is just going to skyrocket, and you're going to be able to reap the rewards and just build a lot of wealth in the process by getting in now. Learning, educating, and getting in now is going to set you up for that future growth that's going to happen when this really takes a hold of the mainstream population.
Yeah, man. I think you hit it right on the nail. It's about educating yourself, right? It's about, we always say no to things that we don't know. So it's about getting that education. So I think this is awesome, man. Very powerful, very powerful. You're right. It is a legacy change of wealth. And so it's not just our kids, it's our kids' kids that are really going to be, seeing this in their lifespans. And so I'm excited for everyone to learn this, and I'm very gracious, that you're willing to share this, because honestly, really, you could keep it, really all to yourself and not share it with anyone. I mean, honestly. And so, I think it's great. I think that you're a trailblazer with this, trying to get the message out there so that people can see, what the future looks like with this and what they could be doing right now to get involved. So hey, here's the thing, man. I can talk forever. So I'm going to put myself on mute, and I'm just going to turn it over to you, man. I'm going to let you kind of run this show today. You know much more about this than I do. I'm sure I'll be taking a lot of notes with everybody else. So, but I'll be here, like I said, taking notes. But, you do your thing, DC, and I'll talk to you, when you're done with your training here, man.
That sounds awesome, Zach. Let's get started, guys.
On today's class, you're going to discover how to make an absolute fortune with Bitcoin, even if you don't have the capital to buy one single Bitcoin, because I'm going to show you how I get Bitcoin at a 90% discount. You'll see how one of the guys on my team, Billy, went from living paycheck to paycheck to making $3.7 million in his first 6 months using this same exact strategy. Before we get started, I want to do a quick sound check to make sure everyone can see my screen and hear me clearly. Okay, so if you can see my title screen that says how to make a fortune buying Bitcoin, and if you can hear me clearly, type in the chat where you're from and whatever else you want to let us know. So if you're excited to discover how to make a fortune with Bitcoin and buy it at 90% discount, sell it at retail, or keep it for long-term wealth building, let us know. Tell us you're excited. Tell us you're excited to be here, or whatever else you want. Just don't be rude or inappropriate in the chat, because we'll have to politely ask you to leave and exit you from the training. So, all right. So let's see here. We've got some responses coming in. Let's see. We've got John from California says, excited to see this. Tony in Miami says, can't wait. Welcome, John. Welcome, Tony. Amy in Boston says, let's do this. Hey, welcome, Amy. Boston's my hometown. Go Red Sox. All right, looks like everybody is good to go here. We're clear for takeoff, so make sure that you grab a pen and paper, and all I ask is that you give me your undivided attention for the next 45 minutes. This is going to be pretty quick, and I promise you will not be disappointed. So whatever you do, don't leave this page, because you will lose your spot in this class, and we're completely full here, so you won't be able to get back in. Also, if you're watching or listening from your phone, I would advise you to log in from your computer or your laptop, because you'll get a much better experience if you log in from your laptop or your computer. So try and log in from your computer or laptop while we're still getting started here. And if not, then the phone will do, but it's better on a computer or a laptop. All right, so here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover what is Bitcoin. If you're new to Bitcoin, then we're going to cover this in detail. If you already know what Bitcoin is, just bear with us as we cover the basics for the new people that are on the class. Why you should own Bitcoin. Is it too late to get into Bitcoin? And the factors involved in relating to that. We're also going to cover what is Bitcoin mining and why you should care about Bitcoin mining, and how to get Bitcoin at a massive discount from mining. So we're also going to cover how to mine for Bitcoin without doing any of the work. So these are all the items that we're going to cover in today's class. And here's what it's going to do for you. You're going to be able to participate in the modern day gold rush that's happening right under your nose. There's higher returns in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies than any other investment on the planet right now. You're going to learn how to generate free Bitcoin on a daily basis. Yes, you heard me right. You can generate free Bitcoin on a daily basis right into your wallet. And you're going to discover how to generate the highest return on your capital than anything else in the world right now. So this training is for you if you want to get free Bitcoin every day, okay? If you want to get free Bitcoin every day, then this is for you. Pay attention. If you want to participate in the modern day gold rush, this is for you. And it's for anyone that wants the maximum return on your capital that you can get anywhere in the world right now. And anyone that wants an alternative way to get Bitcoin at a massive discount. So I'm going to show you how to get Bitcoin instead of going out and paying full retail price for the current market price of Bitcoin right now. I'm going to show you how to get it at a massive discount, 90, 95, 96% off of the current price. And if you missed out on buying Bitcoin before its big price rise, this is for you. A lot of people think that, I wish I got into Bitcoin when it was $100. I wish I got into Bitcoin when it was $1,000. Well, if you feel that way, then I'm going to show you how you can get into Bitcoin at much less than $1,000 per coin with this strategy that we're using, where we're able to get it at a massive discount. And if you're interested in mining Bitcoin, but you don't want to deal with the maintenance and the high energy and cooling costs, then pay close attention because we're going to cover this in detail. All right, so obviously this is not for everyone. If you want to become a millionaire overnight, and this is not for you, because this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. And if you need Bitcoin right now, like today, and you'd rather pay full retail price than mine for Bitcoin and get it at a discount, then this is not for you. I'm going to show you how to get it at a massive discount through the process that we're using, fully automated process that we're using. So if you don't know who I am DC Fawcett. I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, actually Weymouth, Mass, on the South Shore. It's right in between Boston and Cape Cod. And I went from being broke and unemployable to a very successful, self-taught investor in all aspects of financial situations. Real estate and cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. I've been a real estate investor for the past 15 years, very successful. I've done a lot of all types of deals. I now live in Tampa in a 6,000 square foot waterfront home with my beautiful family. I have a gorgeous wife and two beautiful kids, and you can see the pictures over there. We have a very nice life, and we are able to do the things that we love to do when we want to do them because of the investment activities that I've done and been very successful at over the past 15 years. So recently I've had a huge success in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in a very short period of time. I was able to produce a 323% ROI in my first 30 days dabbling in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. And that led me to create the Crypto Wealth Formula to share my knowledge of Bitcoin investing and Bitcoin mining. So that's what we're here to do today. I'm sharing my knowledge of my experiences with the Crypto Wealth Formula and Bitcoin investing, Bitcoin mining, and cryptocurrency mining, investing, and trading. All right, here's Billy. I want to introduce you to Billy. Billy was living paycheck to paycheck, and he was living actually as a window salesman. So he was selling new windows to homeowners, and he just wasn't building any wealth. He was living paycheck to paycheck, but he wasn't building any wealth, and that's what he wanted to do. So he actually didn't have much cash to his name, so he borrowed $1,000 to get started using the strategy that we're talking about today. And he was able to turn that $1,000 into $60,000 in his first 60 days, and then he reinvested that $60,000 and generated $3.7 million in profit in his first 6 months with Bitcoin. So Billy is part of our team, and very excited for you to be here and learn how he was able to do this so that you can replicate what he's done for your own profits. And let me ask you this question. Who wants to know how he did it? Do you want to know how Billy did this? How he took a borrowed $1,000 and went from living paycheck to paycheck as a window salesman and made $60,000 in his first 60 days, then reinvested it and made $3.7 million in profit. That's profit. That's not revenue. That's pure profit in his first 6 months with Bitcoin. Do you want to know how he did it? Let me know. Let us know. Put it in the chat if you want to know how he did this. All right? You want to know how he did this? Okay. All right. I'm seeing a lot of responses here. Everybody wants to know how he did this. Okay. So let's get right into it. I also want to introduce you to another member of our team, Lane Etheridge. You're going to get to know Lane very well because he's a Bitcoin and a cryptocurrency expert. He is a Bitcoin mining expert, and he's a master of getting Bitcoin for 90% or more discount. And he's a #1 best-selling author. And he just has a real passion for teaching and educating people about investing, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. So you're going to get a chance to talk with him one-on-one. He'll be able to answer any of your questions that you have about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin mining, and I'll give you his contact information a little bit later into this training. So make sure you pay attention and get his information so that you can get all of your questions answered and have a one-on-one chat with Lane about your goals and your current situation, or where you're at with Bitcoin and what you want to learn and what type of results, how much money you want to make with Bitcoin. And he'll help you actually put together a personalized plan to get you the results that you want for how much Bitcoin that you want to generate and how much profit you want to make as a Bitcoin cryptocurrency investor. So let's talk about what is Bitcoin. Well, number one, Bitcoin is a digital currency. It is the first decentralized peer-to-peer payment network that is powered by its users with no central authority and no middlemen. So what this means is if you are not happy with the big banks, if you're not happy with the control the government has over our fiat currency, if you are tired and frustrated of inflation and the fact that the dollar is becoming less and less valuable, then you need to pay very close attention to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because this is the solution for a lot of problems that are happening right now all over the world with government control and inflation for the world's money supply. Bitcoin is increasing in value every single day, and there's a very limited supply. So you can't just go and create more Bitcoin like the government is printing more money. So there's a finite supply of Bitcoin. So we're not going to have that same challenge that the government is creating for us, where they just print money and then the money keeps getting worth less and less and less. Because Bitcoin was the first practical implementation and is currently the most prominent triple entry bookkeeping system that is run by its users. So there's no central location where Bitcoin is managed. It's managed all over the world from people's computers. So let me explain a little bit more about this. Are you familiar with the business models like Uber, Airbnb, Amazon, and Alibaba? Okay, so these companies have disrupted commerce as we know it. So similar to how Uber is disrupting the taxi market, how Airbnb is disrupting the hospitality market, and how Amazon and Alibaba are disrupting almost every retail market, and Facebook is disrupting the content market. Cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin are disrupting the financial markets, okay? And it's just getting started. So we're at the ground floor, and it's a very exciting time because you have the opportunity to get in now while we're just getting started to something that's going to be huge when your kids and your grandkids is going to be commonplace for them to pay for things with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So let's talk about why you should own Bitcoin, okay? Number one is decentralization. It takes away control from the banks and government, maintained by an open network of volunteer miners, okay? So the three checks and balances system is managed by people, peer-to-peer. It's a peer-to-peer network. So there's no big building with all these computers that run Bitcoin. It is spread out all over the world from everybody's computers and mining pools and so forth. And number two is this very limited supply. So this is the biggest benefit over fiat currency controlled by banks because it solves the inflation issue of the traditional money supply caused by government. So government just goes and prints more money, and that causes inflation, and it causes the money to be worth less, and it causes us to pay more for goods and services. Well, Bitcoin solves that problem. And number three, anonymity, okay? This solves the issue of bounced checks, okay? So when you pay for something with Bitcoin, it goes through a process of 3 checks and balances to make sure that the funds are available to pay for that transaction. So you don't have a situation where you're writing a check and then that check has to be cashed and then the funds might not be available. So that's a big problem for companies that take checks, is because they accept checks for payment, but then the money might not be available in their bank account. Okay, so Bitcoin solves that problem because when you pay for something with Bitcoin, the network goes and checks to make sure that the Bitcoin is available for that payment. Then it sends the money through. So you never have the issue of bounced checks anymore because the transaction verifies you have enough funds to send the payment before it's actually sent. And security. Bitcoin transactions cannot be reversed, unlike electronic fiat currencies transactions. So this is because there's no central location that can say, okay, return the money. If a transaction is recorded on the network, and if more than an hour has passed, it's impossible to modify that. Okay, this means it's very secure, so that can't be changed. It can't be tampered with. Okay, so that's what creates the security of it. And then 5 is divisibility. Okay, so, as the price of Bitcoin increases, you can still buy, sell, or trade portions of that, up to 1/1,000,000th of a Bitcoin. So you can always use it for any amount of payment. So if you want to pay for something for $100, then you're going to pay a fraction of a Bitcoin to pay that $100 payment. So this is very, 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 very practical in that sense. Okay, so let's talk about how do we know that Bitcoin is not a scam. Well, Bitcoin is not a scam because it's already being accepted by hundreds, thousands of businesses such as Overstock.com, Expedia, Newegg, Shopify, Dish, Intuit, Microsoft, Zynga, Subway. You can even buy subs with Bitcoin. And now Wall Street is involved with Bitcoin. So Wall Street is involved with Bitcoin. Now it can be traded on Wall Street and invested in on Wall Street. We're not talking about that. Okay, we're talking about a much more profitable way to make money with Bitcoin than Wall Street. Okay, so this is how you know that it's being adapted by our world, by companies, by Wall Street, and it's being accepted for payment all over the place because it's very valuable and it keeps going up in value. So why wouldn't we want to accept it and use it as payment when our regular money supply, our fiat currency, is going down in value? Bitcoin is going up in value. Let's talk about that. So let's look at this picture over here on the right-hand side. It says putting the world's money into perspective, okay? So you've got Bitcoin over on the right. It's worth $41 billion. And then all the way on the left, you've got all of the money in the world at $83.6 trillion. Okay, so some people say, oh, it's too late to get into Bitcoin. It's already had its price rise. And they're just completely wrong about that, because it is not too late to get into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is becoming the world's next money supply. And right now there's only $41 billion of Bitcoin out there. And in order for it to replace the money supply, it's going to have to get up to 83 trillion. So as you can see, 83 trillion is a lot more money in supply than 41 billion. Okay, so considering that Bitcoin's market cap has only peaked around 320 billion today, and the world's money supply is roughly $200 trillion, there's a long way to go. And we're just getting started now. So is it too late? No, absolutely not. It's actually still very early, which creates a great opportunity for you to get in now while it's still early, because the value of Bitcoin is going to be multiplying over the next couple of years. And you should be a part of that. You should be getting Bitcoin now so that you can be a part of that and enjoy that appreciation, that ride. That this is only going to happen once in our lifetimes. And not even only once in our lifetimes, this is only going to happen once in everybody's lifetimes. Because similar to where the .com boom was in 2000, in the year 2000, this is very similar, but it is much, much bigger. So if you missed out on the .com boom, this is your second chance to be a part of something that is much, much bigger. And I'm going to tell you that one Bitcoin, if you have one Bitcoin or two Bitcoin, it can set you up for the rest of your life, based on what we're seeing is going to happen in the future with this. All right, so let's look at this picture on the left-hand side, and then you can see where it says on the bottom, innovators is the small green part. That's right at the beginning of when Bitcoin started. So you could compare that to when Bitcoin was at $1, $10, $100. The innovators that started Bitcoin were there. Okay, so that is the first stage. The second stage is the early adopters. The early adopters is where we have been last year. Last year is when a lot of the early adopters got in, started the early adopter stage. We're still in the early adopter stage now. So this creates a huge opportunity for you to get in as an early adopter now. Right now is the time to get in, because we are just now crossing this chasm of adoption. And that's that gap right there, that big scary chasm in question. So this is scary for some people that see it as being scared and afraid of a new currency. However, it creates the biggest opportunity for people like you and me that see it as an opportunity. And that's why you're here, because not only is it not too late to get into Bitcoin, it's still very early to get into Bitcoin, because now is the best time to get in. Because we have seen signs that Bitcoin is here to stay. It is not a scam. It is not a flash in the pants thing that is going to go away tomorrow. It's being accepted for payment all over the world. And the market cap of Bitcoin is going up every single day. So now is your chance to get in as an early adopter, because if you think the price is high now, just think of the price where it's going to go when it reaches the next stage in the early majority, and then the next stage in the late majority, and then in the laggards, okay? Just think of where the price is going to go from today as an early adopter to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 20, 100 times the price that it is now when we get to these last three stages of adoption. It's going to be incredible. So, and if you don't get in now, you're going to be kicking yourself when you're there, because you're going to say, oh, I could have had the chance to get in at Bitcoin at 10,000, or I could have had the chance to get in at Bitcoin 20,000. And when it's reached $200,000 or $500,000 or $1 million, you would have the chance to multiply your money by thousands of times, which is just amazing. There's been no other opportunity like this in the world that we're seeing right now, because Bitcoin has just started to take off. This is the chart for 2017. It's just started to take off. It has just started to take off. And so now is the opportunity to get in this early adopter stage while it's still taking off. Because as you can see, towards the end of last year, it started to go straight up, and it's going to keep going that way for the next couple years. As I said, we're still in the early stage of adoption. As you can see, this is the same type of chart, but it's just positioned a little bit more because we have percentages on this one now. So the innovators only account for 2.5%. The early adopters account for 13.5%. And then the early majority and the late majority is where most of the growth happens, because early majority, 34% of people get in, late majority, 34% of people get in, and the laggard, 16% of people get in. So that right there, those last three stages account for 86%, 85% of the market. So right now, we've only seen less than 15% of the market get in. So when you see the last 85% get in, the price is going to skyrocket. Because if only 15% of the population is in now, imagine what's going to happen when the price reaches the last three stages that account for 85% of the market. Yeah, the price is going to skyrocket. As you can see here, this is a chart of the country stock market caps versus the crypto market caps. And there's a couple of interesting things from this chart that I want to point out. The U.S. stock market cap is 167 times the size of the Bitcoin market cap and 94 times the size of the crypto market cap. Okay? So just think of when these funds are going to start moving from the stock market into the Bitcoin market, into the crypto market, the price is going to skyrocket because of that new money supply that's coming in to Bitcoin, the new money supply that's coming in, moving from the stock market into the crypto market. It's a huge opportunity for you to get ahead of that curve right now. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because, is it too late to invest in cryptos? Well, are cryptocurrencies in a bubble? Well, when you look at the cryptocurrency market as a fraction of the U.S. stock market, you start to see this may not be as big of a bubble as you may think it is. Quite a few people think that because of the size of the crypto market and its quick rise over the last year, that cryptos are overvalued. However, the market cap is not as large as the other markets that exist today. So there's still a long way to go. It's not overvalued. It's not a bubble. This is showing you that it's not a bubble. It's not overvalued. It's not too late to get in. It's actually very early to get in, because crypto today are just a fraction of the activity that goes on with stock exchanges across the globe. Okay, so this is going to become more and more commonplace as we get into the last three stages of adoption. Money is going to move from the world's money supply into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrencies. The money's going to move from the stock market into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrencies. And you have the opportunity to be in there now to take advantage of those price appreciation. And this shows you that now is the best time to get in, because this graph right here shows the returns of Bitcoin compared to the stock market, the S&P 500. Okay, so you can see the value increase of Bitcoin over the last year is the shaded portion in that blue-green color. It went from $1,000 to $17,000 from the beginning of 2017 to the end of 2017. And then the S&P 500, which represents the stock market as a whole, went from $2,252 to $2,671. You can see the line is almost straight. It's almost flat. Okay, it only went up roughly 10% for the year. So I want you to look at these examples right here. Look to the text on the left-hand side of the screen. For stocks, if you invested $10,000 in the beginning of 2017, at the end of 2017, you'd have $11,860. Okay, so you would have made $1,860 if you had put your money into the S&P 500. Now, if you had invested that same $10,000 in Bitcoin, your $10,000 at the end of 2017 is worth $170,000. Do you see how powerful that is? Do you see the difference between investing in Bitcoin over the last year compared to investing in the stock market? Now, if you had invested $100,000, you would have $1.7 million. And this is just the beginning, folks. This is just the beginning. It's going to keep going up like this for the next couple of years at a minimum. And so this is just the beginning. It's a very exciting time. It's a once-in-a-lifetime time in the world that you need to pay attention to. You need to spend some more time getting educated about it. And taking part in it. Take part as much as you can. John McAfee, the guy that's invented and started McAfee security software for computers, predicts Bitcoin will hit $1 million by 2020. And there's a lot of others that say that Bitcoin is going to hit $40,000 or $50,000 by the end of 2018. Okay? This is how big this is, folks. Do you see how powerful this is? Do you see how big this is getting? There are people, the most intelligent, wealthiest people around the world are behind this. This is not a scam. This is not a flash in the pan. So now let's move into what we're here for, is how to get Bitcoin at a massive discount. And we do this through a process called mining. And now, Bitcoin mining is very similar, but also very different than mining for gold, okay? Because instead of buying Bitcoin, we mine for it and get rewarded with free Bitcoin daily. Okay, so this is how it works. What is Bitcoin mining and why the heck should you care? Because Bitcoin is decentralized, meaning there's no central location to house the computers for Bitcoin transactions, Bitcoin runs on a network of computers and an algorithm called the blockchain. And there's no central location for the blockchain. The blockchain runs off of this network of computers that are all over the world. So the blockchain runs off of thousands of computers owned by individuals and mining farms. Because of this, it's impossible to stop Bitcoin. It is literally impossible to shut down Bitcoin. You would have to shut down the entire internet to stop Bitcoin transactions. Do you see how powerful that is? The government does not have any control over Bitcoin because of this. Because Bitcoin miners get rewarded with free Bitcoin for allowing the blockchain to use their computers, hardware, and software. Okay, so Bitcoin runs off of the blockchain. The blockchain runs off of thousands of computers all over the world that are in people's homes, that are in mining farms, in big warehouses that are run by companies. So that's how it all happens. That's how the transactions happen. And when you send Bitcoin to somebody for payment on something, it gets verified 3 times within the blockchain by 3 different computers in the network. So it verifies that the money's available, and then it verifies that the payment went through. And then it records the transaction, and it can never be changed. It can never be altered because of the blockchain crypto formula in the algorithm that it runs on. So it's very, very secure, and people that run these computers get rewarded for using their computer, using their hardware, and using their software. And that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's talk about what's the downside of mining Bitcoin. Okay. Now, when mining started out, you could mine from a personal computer or a laptop from home, and all it had to have was a graphics card and the software to run it off of. But as time went on, it's become very, very lucrative. It's become very profitable to do Bitcoin mining. So that means more people got involved with it, and it has become very competitive. So now these manufacturers have created new machines, special mining machines that run a lot faster and are a lot more efficient than a regular computer. So they generate more Bitcoin. They're able to mine Bitcoin faster, and they're able to generate more free Bitcoin faster than a regular personal computer or a laptop. And the technology keeps changing. So this one right here that you see in the picture is an Antminer S9, and that is a mining machine that we use to mine for Bitcoin. Looks very different than a computer, but it's much more powerful for mining Bitcoin. And the special computers, these use a lot of power, and they get very hot, which requires you to use a lot of power and air conditioning to cool it down, which requires even more power. So these are the downsides of mining for Bitcoin. Okay, so you need special computers, you need special software, and it requires a lot of power and cooling, so air conditioning, which requires even more power. So it has become virtually impossible to compete on an individual level for mining because these mining farms are huge. They're using all these special machines to do it. So individual computers really can't compete with all of these machines and mining farms that have been created. Which means, in order to do Bitcoin mining effectively, you need to be part of a network. You need to be part of a large network that has access to these machines, that has access to cheap power, that has access to a cool facility to get the maximum benefits from mining. Otherwise, you may end up just spending more money on energy than you actually create from Bitcoin. Let's talk about the pros and cons of mining Bitcoin from home. The pros are that you would get to learn new things. You'll be very busy. It's very time consuming because you'll have a very busy hobby, designing, setting up, and maintaining your mining rig. There's a lot of work that goes into it. You would have control of what coins you mine, and you have the potential to earn more than you spend over the next 2 to 3 years. So potential to earn. Now let's go over the cons of mining Bitcoin from home. Now first, there's a really heavy learning curve that can literally stop you in your tracks if you're not tech savvy and dedicated to making it work, because each rig has at least 10 different parts that you need to research, and if they're not compatible with each other, it just won't work. So there's a heavy learning curve to Bitcoin mining from home. It takes time to get the parts because the equipment is in such demand that a lot of the parts are on back order because they haven't even been manufactured yet because people are buying it so fast. You need IT experience to install the operating system, the graphics cards, the mining software, and all of that. And then, once you do get everything all set up, it requires ongoing maintenance to monitor and maintain your rig, the regular software upgrades and technical problems that come up all the time. And then mining rigs require a lot of electrical power. So your home may not even have enough power supply to handle the load that it requires. And mining rigs produce a lot of heat and noise, which require even more conditioning and even more power to handle the cooling process and then the noise. So there's going to be part failures that may risk starting a fire in your home. And there's downtime that happens from parts failure. If the internet is out, if the power's out, those downtimes mean you don't earn any Bitcoin during that time. So there's a lot of things that are cons to the process of mining Bitcoin from home. And then the biggest thing is that you may end up paying more for your power and energy bill than the amount of Bitcoin that you produce, because it's very difficult, as I said before, to compete on an individual level with the mining farms that are being built all over the world right now. So mining farms are very efficient because they have their own pool and they put all the machines together, so it's a lot more powerful. So if you're only running one machine from home the energy that it takes to run that machine may not even produce enough Bitcoin to even break even. So, and then you've got all that time, energy, and investment into the equipment that would be lost. So it's very difficult to mine Bitcoin from home on an individual basis, and I would advise against it. So here are the most damaging mistakes new Bitcoin investors make. Number one is they don't take the time to get educated about Bitcoin mining. You need to get educated about Bitcoin investing and mining, because this is the future, and it's something that you cannot overlook anymore. And some people have stinking thinking that Bitcoin will keep going up forever and will never go down. And that's just not the case. There's going to be times when Bitcoin goes down, and there's going to be times when it goes up. It happens to be right now that it's going up a lot faster than it goes down. But it's a cyclical market, just like the value of the dollar, just like the value of stocks, just like the value of real estate. It goes up and down. So you just have to realize that there are times when Bitcoin is going to go down. When it does go down, you don't get emotional about it. When it's down is obviously the worst time to sell. So don't sell when it's down. Wait for it to peak and sell if you want to sell it, or keep it for long term, because over the long run it's going to keep going up for, forever. So we want to make sure that you don't sell when the market is down because you get scared that it's going to keep going down to zero. It's just not going to happen. There's really no way that you can lose money with Bitcoin mining because of the way that we are doing it, the way that we're getting it for free. Number three is they don't invest in themselves to learn about Bitcoin. You need to make sure that you invest in yourself to learn more about it, to learn more about the investment side, to learn more about the trading side and the mining side, so that you can take advantage of the opportunities that come about over the next years when you see them. Because at the end of the day, you are your most important asset, and that is your most valuable investment, is to invest in yourself. Number four is damaging mistake that new investors make. They try and reinvent the wheel instead of following a tested and proven system. So when you get the opportunity to jump in and plug into a network that has already tested and proven the system, and take advantage of those opportunities. And number five is they try to do mining on their own at home because they think they can outperform the market and outperform these powerful mining farms that are built on a large network of investors and machines. It's just not going to happen. You can't compete on an individual level for mining Bitcoin. All right, so here are our takeaways. Takeaways is, number one, you need to understand that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are very volatile and prices will go up and down just like any other market, stocks and real estate, etc. Don't get emotional about it. Just try to focus on something else. When the market is going down, try and focus on something else. Don't keep checking Bitcoin prices every 10 minutes because it'll drive you crazy. Number two, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are the future. Invest time and money in your education to learn about them. Number three, don't try and reinvent the wheel. Follow a tested and proven process. Last year people were telling me, oh, you need to learn about Bitcoin, you need to learn about cryptocurrencies, and I just wasn't interested. And then over time, it kind of hit me like, wow, this really is the future. I need to start learning about this. And that's when I really dove in deep to start learning about it, then practicing it, and then being very successful with it. So if you're at the stage now where you're saying, oh, I'm not really interested in it right now. Well, I'm telling you, now is the time to get interested in it. Now is the time to start learning about it, because you can put yourself in the path of progress and get very wealthy from doing that. And number four, don't try and do mining yourself in your basement. The learning curve is just too difficult, and the continuous investment in the equipment is too high. It's better to align yourself with a network of people already doing it successfully and follow their tested and proven system for mining Bitcoin, not out of your basement. I have a question for you. Would you like a shortcut where you would get access to participate in a top 10 mining pool a top 10 mining farm that includes a network of mining machines that we talked about, so you can get Bitcoin for a massive discount instead of paying full retail price. A shortcut where you can get access to join a network of Bitcoin miners ready to go to work for you and send Bitcoin to your wallet on a daily basis. A shortcut to get all of the research, maintenance, and equipment upgrades done for you while you sit back and collect Bitcoin. This shortcut takes all the hard work away from you and gives you a tested and proven system that makes you money, makes you Bitcoin every single day. Would you like to get that shortcut? I'd like to introduce you to Bitclub Network. Bitclub Network is a mining farm. They've been mining Bitcoin since 2014. These guys know what they're doing. They have a tested and proven formula that you can simply plug into, and they do all of the work for you. 100% of the work is done for you. And they have been a top 10 mining farm since 2014. They've always been a top 10 mining farm since they started. And there's currently over 300,000 investors having success mining Bitcoin through Bitclub Network. And so what this means is anyone can buy Bitcoin, no matter what your financial situation is, through mining. And now you have an outlet to have all of the mining done for you, so you don't need to deal with the learning curve. You don't need to deal with the power costs at your house. You don't need to deal with buying the equipment, maintaining it, managing it, dealing with downtimes and parts failures and all of that. Bitclub Network does all of that for you. And as you can see on this chart on the right-hand side here, Bitclub Network is in the top 10 of the biggest mining pools in the world. This information is all based on blockchain's pool share, where they record and keep track of the largest pools, the largest mining pools, mining farms in the world. And they've always been in the top 10, which means they are one of the best. 100% of it is done for you. The equipment purchase, the maintenance, the mining is 100% done for you. And the income potential is virtually unlimited because you're getting Bitcoin for free after you invest in the mining pool. And the bottom line is you can generate as much Bitcoin as you want because you can buy and invest in as many machines as you want through Bitclub Network, and they do all the work for you, which is the beautiful part. They do all the work. They do all the maintenance. They do all the management, the software, the hardware, and everything. More on that, Bitclub Network's unique location has a huge advantage because their facility is located in Iceland, where the electricity costs are very low. And the reason why they're very low is because in Iceland, they use renewable energy sources. 70% of it is hydroelectric, 30% of it is geothermal. Only 0.2% of their energy comes from oil. So it is very, very cheap. The energy is very, very cheap. Electricity costs are very, very low in Iceland. So because mining machines take a lot of power, they're able to run the machines at a much lower cost. And they don't need air conditioning because the outside air in Iceland is so cold that naturally they don't need air conditioning. They just use the outside air to cool the building, which cuts down on the energy costs, the maintenance costs, and the equipment costs because they don't need the expensive air conditioning systems. They have a world-class facility at Bitclub Network. So we are very blessed to be able to have the opportunity to just simply plug in to this network that is making us rich by mining Bitcoin for us. So what I would like to do now is take a virtual tour of the Bitclub mining farm so that you can see it firsthand, the facility. So I'm going to play this video now. as you can see, this is quite a impressive facility compared to a basement mining machine. It is the solution that we're looking for is in Bitclub Network, and you have the opportunity to be part of this. I'm inviting you to be a part of Bitclub Network because, have you ever heard the saying, your net worth is equal to your network? This is the network that is going to increase your net worth 100 times, 1,000 times over. So let's talk about how much Bitcoin you get from mining. Well, that really depends on how many mining machines you buy in the network. You have the ability to scale it up as much as you want. Now, historically, there has been 0.1 Bitcoin mined per month per founder pack, okay? So 0.1 Bitcoin mined per month per founder pack. So that is roughly 1.1, 1.2 Bitcoin per year. And the mining contract is good for a minimum of 1,000 days. And that you can increase the mining contract for free by doing a rebuy, what's called a rebuy. So you can take the Bitcoin that you've mined and then reinvest it into more mining, which is going to compound your returns for you and make you even more money on a daily basis. You get paid daily. So historically, there's been 0.1 Bitcoin mined per month per founder pack. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. What the heck is a founder pack? Well, a founder pack is basically the machine. It's a machine you buy from them, and that would be approximately 3.3 Bitcoin for one founder pack. So a founder pack lasts for a minimum of 1,000 days, depending upon how you set it up. So you can set it up to rebuy 100% of your of the Bitcoin that you mine, and it will just keep going forever for your initial investment. It will just keep going forever. One founder pack gets you one machine, and it's only $3,600. So on average, 3.3 Bitcoin has been mined from one machine over the 1,000 plus days of mining. So let's see how that breaks down. Okay, so what's the ROI on that investment? For the one $3,600 investment, if the Bitcoin price is $10,000, then you would get $33,000 in return for your $3,600 investment. That's an 825% ROI. So you are, in this situation, you're getting Bitcoin at a 90% discount. By investing $3,600, you would get, on average, $3,300. Now, I'm not guaranteeing these returns. This is what the returns have been historically, and it could be different in the future. It could be more, it could be less. It all depends on how much Bitcoin you find from mining. It's like mining for gold. You don't know what you're going to get until you start doing it. But it's a lot more. It's much more consistent than mining for gold because we know what we're doing. The network has historically outperformed every other network over the past, since 2014. And that's the benefit of working with a large network that knows what they're doing. They know what machines to use and how to do it. They have cheap power, and they're in a location where they don't need air conditioning, so it saves on power. So the next one is, if the Bitcoin price is $20,000, then you would get $66,000 for your same $3,600 investment, which would be a 1,733% ROI. And when Bitcoin hits 20,000, then you'd be getting it at 95% discount. And then if Bitcoin price goes to 30,000, you would be getting 99,900, roughly $100,000 worth of Bitcoin for the same $3,600 investment. So you would be getting a 2,675% return on your investment. Do you see how crazy this is? Do you see how crazy that is? Do you see why we mine for Bitcoin instead of going out and buying it retail? Because, like I said earlier, Bitcoin could go up and could go down. But when you're mining for Bitcoin, it doesn't matter if it's going up or down because you're buying it at such a large discount that Bitcoin would have to go down 90% in order for you to lose money. And that's just not going to happen. That's my opinion, but in reality, that's just not going to happen. So because you're mining for it at 90% discount, the returns are huge. And, some say that Bitcoin is going to go to $40,000, $50,000 by the end of 2018. Yeah, I agree. It might happen. But consider this. Did you know that the average return in the stock market is in the 401k is 10% per year? And that's for the good years where the market's doing well. Well, Bitcoin mining has produced 825% to 1,733% return on investment. Look at the difference. Look at the difference in that. Like I showed you before, if you put $10,000 into the market, if you put $10,000 into the stock market for 1 year, you'd have $1,100. If you put that same $10,000 into Bitcoin mining, you'd have a minimum of 8.25 times the 10,000, which would be $82,500 compared to $10,100 in the stock market. Do you see the difference? Do you see how powerful this is? Consider this. If you mined $100 worth of Bitcoin in 2010, you would have $75 million right now. Now, if we knew that then, what we know now, then everybody would have invested $100 in 2010 to have $75 million. Well, we would have mined $5,000 worth of $10,000 worth of Bitcoin then to have even more money. You'd be a billionaire. But that was then, this is now. So the point of what I'm saying is it's going to keep going up. The value of Bitcoin is going to keep going up. So now is your time to get in now. Start mining now. So the Bitcoin that you mine now, not only are you getting at 90% discount, but over the next 2, 3, 4 years, it's going to multiply in value. But you need to have it now in order for you to be able to realize that price appreciation over the next 2, 3, 4 years. All right, this is Billy again. I want to remind you that what he did, he went from living paycheck to paycheck to Bitcoin millionaire in 6 months. He didn't have any money when he got started. He borrowed $1,000 to get started, okay? And he bought a mining pack in Bitclub Network and turned that into $60,000. Then he took that $60,000 and he invested in more mining machines, and he made $3.7 million in his first 6 months. He did this by mining Bitcoin with Bitclub Network, the same opportunity that you have in front of you right now. This is Joby on the right with Sir Richard Branson on the left. Joby is one of the founders of the company. In 2015, he bought a founder spot for $3,600. And over 1,000 days, his $3,600 investment mined him 8 Bitcoins. Now, if the Bitcoin price is $10,000, the value of his 8 Bitcoins is $80,000 for that $3,600 investment, a 2,122% ROI. If the Bitcoin price is $20,000, the value of his 8 Bitcoins would be $160,000, a 4,344% return on investment. If the Bitcoin price goes to $30,000, the value of his 8 Bitcoins is $240,000 for that same $3,600 investment. And his return on investment will be 6,566%. Okay? This is proof that the founder spot produces Bitcoins. Now, that was back in 2015, so there was less competition then, so he was able to get 8 Bitcoins out of one founder spot. Now, it's roughly 3.3 Bitcoins, and it's getting more competitive every day. So the point is, start doing it now so that you can continue to get the Bitcoins, hold on to them, ride the wave over the next 2, 3, 4 years. They're going to multiply in value. The time is now to get in on this. Mining is getting more competitive every day, so don't wait on this. Get in now and start earning free Bitcoin from mining Bitcoin with us in Bitclub Network. Okay, what you see here is a Lamborghini. This Lamborghini is a brand new Lamborghini. It goes for $500,000. Now, this is a $500,000 brand new car. The question that I have for you is this. If you could buy this car for $5,000 today, even if you didn't have $5,000, would you buy this car for $5,000? If I gave you the opportunity to buy this car for $5,000, would you buy this car for $5,000? If you didn't have the money, would you find the money somehow, some way, find the money to get this car and buy this car? Now, you don't have to keep the car. You could borrow the money for 5 days. I don't care. Borrow the money for 5 days and then sell the car 5 days later for $400,000, whatever. You would make a $395,000 profit. If I gave the opportunity to buy this car for $5,000 today, would you buy it? There's no doubt in my mind that anybody that would answer that question would say, yes, I would buy that car for $5,000. Even if you didn't want a Lamborghini, you would buy the car for $5,000, whether you want to keep it for yourself or sell it and make a huge profit. The answer would be yes. Now, the next question I have for you is, what's more important to you? Your financial future or this Lamborghini? Okay? Your financial future or this Lamborghini? Because if you were willing to give me $5,000 for this Lamborghini, and now you're saying your financial future is more important than this machine, then this proves to me and proves to you that you should be willing to invest $5,000 in Bitcoin mining without even thinking about it. Because that $5,000 Bitcoin mining investment could turn into $500,000 over the next couple years. Just like I did, and just like the other 300,000 investors in the Bitclub mining pool did, and just like Joby did, just like Billy did. And we're all making big money from the Bitcoin that we're mining now from Bitclub Network from our initial investment. The time is now, folks. Jump on this while you can. This is your chance for a very small investment to potentially set yourself up with millions of dollars for the rest of your life. All right, so let's talk about what the investment is to start mining Bitcoin in Bitclub Network. Well, that really depends on you. That's your decision. It depends on how much you want to make. How much Bitcoin do you want to get in return from your mining machines? We recommend $5,000 to start. That's going to be the optimum level to get the optimum amount of Bitcoin back from the mining machines. The minimum is $600, and that would be for a partial machine where you share it with somebody else. This is not recommended, but if all you have can come up with is $600, then $600 would be the partial minimum investment. Now, we've had other people that are in our team, on our team, in our network, that have bought multiple machines, and they put in $20,000, $100,000. Some of them have even put in $250,000 into machines because they see that now is the opportunity, this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that is never going to happen again in our lifetimes. It's not even going to happen in our kids' lifetimes or our grandchildren's lifetimes. This is a unprecedented, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to literally make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars by getting Bitcoin at a 90% discount from mining. So literally putting as much as you can into the mining machines because it's going to produce so much profit from selling it retail or just holding on to it and letting it ride and letting it appreciate in value. Now, you don't need to make a decision now on how much you're going to invest in Bitclub Network. And actually, you can't even invest now, even if you wanted to, because we need to talk with you. We only have a certain amount of spots open because we only have a certain amount of machines that we can do this with. So we've got 10 spots open. And there's a lot of people on this training, so I know that we're not going to be able to work with everybody. But we need to talk to you first and see if this is actually even a good fit for you and a good fit for you to join our team, because you're joining our team. We're working with you one-on-one. And we'll also be able to answer any questions that you have about Bitclub Network and about the team. So if you're one of the ones that know you're ready and you know you want to do this and you want to be one of the first 10, then there should be a button below this training video, or if you don't see the button, just write this down or go to this website. Write this down on your pad of paper. www.thecryptowealthformula.com/BN. Okay? www.thecryptowealthformula.com/BN. Okay? There's no obligation. There's no deposit needed today. You have nothing at risk. just go there, fill out the application for a slot just to talk to us. No deposit, no obligation, nothing at risk. But I will tell you that we do handle applications on a first-come, first-served basis. We have 10 spots open. We only have 10 spots open right now because that's the amount of machines that we have to work with. And so go fill that out now, www.cryptowealthformula.com/BN, and fill out that application. And after you fill out the application, your information, Lane is going to get your information. He's going to give you a call to go over your application. You're going to be able to talk with him one-on-one. He's going to set up, if you are the right fit for our team and we are the right fit for you, he's going to create a game plan for you on what machines do you need, how many machines you need, and how to get them implemented as fast as possible for you. And you can also ask him any questions that you have. So if you have questions now, fill out the application. You'll get a chance to talk to him, get your questions answered, and make sure you take his call. If he calls you and leaves you a message, make sure you call him back immediately to avoid any delays with getting your mining machine set up. Consider this. If Bitcoin hits $1 million by 2020, like John McAfee predicts, for that one $5,000 investment, you would have $3.3 million. Do you see how this is happening? If Bitcoin hits $1 million by 2020, like John McAfee predicts it will, you'd have $3.3 million for a $5,000 investment. Now, even if it just goes to $50,000, you would have over $150,000 for that one $5,000 investment. There's no other place on the planet, there's no other investment on the planet that will give you those types of returns on your investment today. So I want you to ask yourself this question. If you're deciding to make a decision on this, whether you're deciding to fill out that application or not, is this opportunity something you're willing to pass up? Is putting $5,000 into a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that could generate you $150,000, $500,000, million, $3.3 million, is that something that you're willing to pass up? This is legacy type money, okay? And the first step is completely free. There's no obligation, there's no risk. You don't have to put any money up at all. It's just simply filling out an application, letting us know that you're interested, letting us know that you have some questions. We'll get on the phone with you, answer your questions. If you're interested, we'll move forward and set up a game plan for where you're at. But make sure that you do it quickly because we do only have those 10 spots available. So are you really willing to pass up on the chance to grab $3.3 million in the modern day gold rush for a small $5,000 investment? That's my question to you. Think about that. Think about this. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we will never see in our lifetimes again. Our kids will never see it, and our grandchildren will never see it either. This literally is the modern-day gold rush, and you have the opportunity sitting right in front of you to take advantage of this and plug into a network of wealthy Bitcoin miners that are ready to go to work and make you rich. If you're willing to do now what most won't do, you can live the rest of your life like most won't be able to. Love that. So here's your next step. Click the button below this video training or go to www.thecryptowealthformula.com/BN. As I said before, no obligation, no deposit, nothing at risk today. You don't have to make a decision on how much you invest today. But we do handle applications on a first-come, first basis. So write that down, click the button below this training, and get your application started. Now, I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk to you about how you can make extra money with Bitclub Network. Bitclub Network has a referral program, which means you get paid to introduce people to Bitclub. This is completely optional. It's completely separate from the returns that you get from mining Bitcoin. It's completely separate. You get paid commissions, you get paid referrals for introducing people to Bitclub. And I can tell you, just like it happened for me, when you start telling people about how much money you're making by mining Bitcoin through Bitclub Network, they're going to want to get involved. You don't have to do any selling at all. You don't have to do any selling at all. They're going to want to get involved, and all you have to do is send them to us, send them to Lane, send them to this webinar, We will help you. We will do the work for you. We will get them signed up for you, and you will get paid commissions on everything that they put into the network. And also, one big thing that Bitclub Network allows that most companies do not allow is they allow you to refer yourself. So you get paid commissions on your own investments. After your first investment, after you create your first account, then you can start referring yourself or your wife or your kids or your dog or whoever you want to. You can get paid on yourself. So you can have that means you can have multiple accounts, and you can get paid commissions on the amount of money that you invest in the mining machine, and you can get paid commissions on the amount of Bitcoin that is mined from the network. It's extremely powerful. There's multiple ways to get paid from referrals, and it pays down infinite levels of referrals. So it means you get paid from people you don't even know, because it goes down infinite levels of referrals. So you sign up your neighbor signs up his neighbor, and his neighbor signs up his neighbor. You're getting paid on all of those people, all the way down infinite levels of referrals. And why not? You know, you're going to get involved in Bitcoin mining anyway because it's so profitable. Why not have multiple streams of income? If you're already doing it, you can just show people what you're doing and show them how to do it. And you have multiple streams of income. So not only will you get paid, will you make money on the Bitcoin that you mine, you also get paid on referring people to Bitclub Network, and you also get paid from the Bitcoin that they mine in the Bitcoin of their referrals that they mine. So it's very, 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 very powerful. It is a little bit complex, but I can tell you that there's multiple ways to get paid. I don't have time to go over all of them in here, but if you want more details on the compensation plan, Lane can talk to you about that if you are familiar with compensation plans. So I've got some fast action bonuses also for the first 10 people that sign up. And you'll get these bonuses when you sign up for Bitclub Network. I'm going to tell you in a moment how to qualify for these bonuses, but first I'm going to talk to you about the bonuses. Number one is I've got a social media lead generation program. So this is going to teach you how to find people to refer to Bitclub Network without selling on social media. You're going to show you how to use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn to find people to refer to Bitclub. And I'm going to show you how to build your audiences on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn so that you have an audience of people to, when you post things, a lot more people see your stuff. So when you show them what's happening with Bitcoin and with Bitcoin mining, they're going to be very interested because it's a very hot topic right now. And it practically sells itself. You don't need to do any selling. All you need to do is just show them what you're doing, and it sells itself because it's so hot and it's so profitable right now. Number two, I'm going to give you copy and paste templates and images for you to post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And I've already written everything for you. All you have to do is copy and paste them, put in your name, and that's all. It's all very easy, all done for you. And then bonus number three is the fact that we build your team for you, and which means that you're going to get free commissions from us to you because we help you build your team. Bitclub Network, which runs off something that's called a binary compensation plan. So I'm not sure if you understand that or not, but if you have experience with binary, which means we're going to build one leg of your business for you. You have two legs of the business, which means binary means two. So you have two legs of your business. So when you refer people, you either put them under your right leg or your left leg. We are going to build one leg for you. You build the other leg, which means we're matching your commissions for you. So every person that you put in, we put in a person on your other side, which pays you on a daily basis, commissions. And then number four, is the biggest part, is you're going to be part of our team. You're going to be a member of our team. You're going to be a member of our network. So you're going to be able to learn from our experience, from our past experience and our knowledge, and all of the people that are on our team that are adding value to helping you learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin trading, cryptocurrency trading. We got weekly training calls, and we can help you enroll new members that you bring to the table. Because your new members will also be part of the team. And then also when you bring new members to the team, I'm going to give you the ability to give them these bonuses as well. So you'll be able to provide these bonuses for the people that you bring on, which is more added value for that. So here's how you qualify for the bonuses. We do recommend a $5,000 initial investment, and that's where you get the most benefit from mining and from the compensation plan. However, the minimum to qualify for the bonus package is $1,900. So you invest $1,900. That's going to give you 3 spots in Bitclub Network. The first spot, after you set up the first spot, you can set up your spot number 2 and your spot number 3, and you're going to get paid commissions on your spot number 2 and your spot number 3 because you're going to be able to refer yourself, which actually is going to give you money back. So you're going to get commissions back. So it's actually going to be less than $1,900 because you're going to get commissions back from referring yourself in the number 2 and number 3 spot. And then you just have to be one of the first 10. So to qualify, $1,900 investment and be one of the first 10. Okay, so click the button below to fill out your application for a spot, or go to thecryptowealthformula.com/BN and get your application filled out so that we can give you a call and get you set up. You'll get a call from Lane to go over your application. Make sure that you take his call and call him back immediately when you do get a message from him to avoid any delays, because the longer you wait to get in, the more commissions and the more mining that you're going to miss out on. And there's a lot of people on this training today, so I advise you, get started now, go fill out the application. We'll talk to you and figure out the best game plan for you. So we recommend $5,000 to start. If you can't do $5,000, $1,900 qualifies you for the bonus package, where we build your team for you. You're part of our team. You get the social media lead generation package and the done-for-you copy and paste templates. And however, the minimum is $600. So if you can't do the $1,900 today, do $600, and that's going to put you in the network, and you're going to be able to start referring people to the network. You're going to start making money. Then you can buy your second spot and your third spot, and you'll be able to reinvest the money that you're making from mining, the money that you're making from referral commissions, and you're going to be able to ramp up and just start building and building and building your net worth, just like Billy did. He started with nothing. He borrowed $1,000 to get started and built it up to $3.7 million in 6 months. And he was a door-to-door window salesman living paycheck to paycheck. So if he can do it, you can do it too. The time is now to get started. Let us know if you have any questions. Fill the application is how you get your questions answered. And I look forward to working with you. Thank you for your time. And I look forward to you joining the team and joining our network.
Man, all I can say is, wow, I knew this thing was going to deliver so much great information. I'm sure I can speak for everyone that's watching this class right now with me. I'm completely blown away with what you've shared. I'm sure everyone can see very clearly that Bitcoin is real and here to stay. 100% I agree, because it is decentralized and it will be the future payments in the future. It's like we the people are taking the control back from the government. And right now, we have a small window of opportunity to get in before the rest of the world starts to adopt it. And I love how you showed that and where we are right now. And you're right, DC. We're in it before it blows up, and I'm excited to be part of that. And as a reward for getting in now, we get to ride the wave of appreciation before it levels off and becomes an everyday currency. Honestly, I would advise everyone to get involved with this. And the opportunity that we have provided for you to get in at a 90% discount, it just doesn't get any better than that, man, especially when we're talking about Bitclub and Bitcoins and cryptocurrency. I mean, imagine buying all of your real estate deals at 90% off the market price. Imagine buying your new car for 10 cents on the dollar. This is exactly what you're getting by mining Bitcoin in the Bitclub Network. You see, you'll be able to take that Bitcoin and buy whatever you want literally at a 90% discount. And that's not even including the price appreciation. See, your Bitcoin will be worth even more as the price goes up. So listen, you need to click the button below and submit your application. You need to get that in today to be part of this wave, to be part of this, to jump in and say, look, I made the right choice. I'm jumping on something that's going to change my life. And you also want to be one of the first 10 to get those bonuses, okay? Now, I want everyone to realize how great the returns are with Bitcoin mining compared to, let's just say, the stock market, okay? Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't even play in the stock market because I hate the returns that you get over there. But from all my buddies and all the information that I know that goes on over there, in the stock market, the average return per year is somewhere around 10%. Now, on a good year, you might get 20%, which, if you think about it, could turn your $10,000 investment, if that's what you put in the stock market, into $11,000 or even $12,000. Some of you would think that would be okay. But what if you took the same $10,000 investment, you put it into the Bitclub Network, just like we do, and it could turn into $82,000 to $170,000, depending on the price of the Bitcoin. This is an unbelievable investment opportunity that will change everything for you, honestly, and we will never see it again in our lifetimes. It just won't happen, okay? This is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to set yourself up for the rest of your life. See, the time is now to get into Bitcoin mining before the rest of the world finds out about it, and because as more people get in, the more people the mining will need to share it with. Now, I'm one that says I like to fish in a big pond with nobody in it, right? So now is the time to reap the rewards from this. Think about this for a second. If you put $50,000 in, you could get back $412,000 to $1.3 million, depending on the price of Bitcoin. And those are conservative numbers for this year's price. We're not even talking about when Bitcoin goes to $500,000 to $1 million per coin over the next year. So when this happens, your $50,000 would turn into $20 to $65 million. Now imagine that. Imagine that all that came from a small $50,000 investment. No, I'm not telling you have to invest $50,000. I'm just giving you some examples. What if you don't have $50,000 right now? Do you think it would be worth it to go borrow $50,000 on a line of credit at 6% interest so that you could make back 825%? Of course it would, right? That's like printing money. If you had bought or mined, let's just say $100 worth of Bitcoin in 2010, you'd have somewhere around $75 million right now, and you would be sitting back and literally enjoying your life at the peak of its potential. So if you want to do that, you want to get started somehow, some way in this, then I highly suggest you click the button below and submit your application. You have to do that today, and make sure that you do it right now so that you don't lose out on how many of the bonuses are left. I mean, we only were able to give them out to the first 10, so I'm sure we don't have that many right now. So jump on that right now. Click the button below. So, all right, I have a question for you. I was thinking about this as we were going through the training, and I thought about you guys. Does this seem unfair to you? Right? That's a logical question. Do you think it's unfair that there are early Bitcoin investors from 2010 who turned $100 into $75 million? If you're thinking about that question, then I'm helping you see the bigger light here. Because here's the reality. It's not unfair because they took a risk on something new. It's very similar to investing in a startup business. That is just an idea that had no assets or income to back it up yet. See, these are the early adopters. They got the rewards from being an early adopter. And that is completely fair. Same thing happened for the investors that helped Facebook get off the ground. So guess what, folks? The same is happening right now for you. It's going to happen again from now until 2025. You have the opportunity right now to be an early adopter as well. You have the opportunity to go back in time and buy Bitcoin at a 90% discount and then let it multiply 10, 20, 50 folds over the years to come. So I want you to imagine this. You're now in the year 2025. You have grandkids, right? They're running around. You're loving life, watching them grow. And your grandson is in a history class in high school. They're talking about Bitcoin and how it came to be an everyday payment method. They learned that Bitcoin miners made the most money during the Bitcoin adoption into the world. Your grandson gets out of school, comes home, right? He's all excited. Comes over, you're at the dinner table, and he sits down and to have dinner with you, and he asks you, Grandpa, did you know about Bitcoin mining? And if you did you do any Bitcoin mining? What are you going to say when that happens? Because it's going to happen. Are you going to say, yes, grandson, I knew about it, and I had the opportunity to be a miner, and I chose not to because I was too skeptical. I didn't know enough. Or are you going to be that granddad that stands up and says, yes, grandson, I sure did know about Bitcoin mining, and I put $50,000 in, and that $50,000 also became $20 million, and it's the reason why we're able to go to the best schools in the best cities in the best areas. It's the reason why we have the lifestyle that we have and that you have. It's the reason why we have this beautiful waterfront home sitting on the water and that we're able to eat dinner in every night. You see, your grandson would then turn to you and say, Grandpa, you're so smart. I want to be just like you when I grow up. See, this is why you need to be clicking the button below right now. Because this is the future. This is what's going to happen. You're going to be sitting 25 years from now, and you're going to be getting hit with that question, and you're going to be saying, man, I remember I was on a webinar, and they were teaching us about this, and I didn't do anything. Get that application in. Talk to us, okay? See, I tell you that story to impress upon you, this is a legacy-type money that we're talking about right now. You have the opportunity to be a legend in your family, the hero for your family. The opportunity is right here in front of you at this very moment. You could be a multimillionaire if you take some action and get in right now. Don't miss out on this, guys. Don't miss out on this. If not 50,000, then put 5,000, put 4,000, put 2,000. It doesn't matter. Just do something so that you don't kick yourself a year from now when your neighbor tells you he owns 3 Bitcoins and they're worth $100,000. This opportunity is just so great. I don't want you to miss out on it. Here's the deal, guys. Bitclub Network is not open to the public. It's just not. You can't go on the internet and just sign up for it. You need to get an invitation. The application process DCS set up for you is the first step to getting your invitation. That's why the button is below. That button, go to the application process and get involved. And hopefully you're still one of the first 10. I mean, I hope, right? You know, sometimes we wait too long and we miss out on things. Plus, when you sign up today, you're going to get our priceless bonuses that you can't get anywhere else. We're going to build your team with you, help you, support you, even teach you social media marketing. This is a side benefit that is really invaluable. When you learn how to market yourself and products on social media, you can virtually write your own ticket. You can use these same strategies for buying and selling real estate, raising private money, or selling products on Amazon or whatever you want. But it starts with the button below. You have to click on the button and get started. So go there now. Click that button, fill out the short application, get your application in and get in line. This is a first come, first serve type model, okay? Hey, DC, we do have some questions just to catch you up in here that have been coming in. Do you have a few minutes to maybe take some questions?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Okay. Hey, I've got Tony, looks like he's asking, what has he got here? What if I don't want to do any of the referrals? Is it required to refer people?
Okay. Yeah, Tony, that's a good question. Yeah, no, it's not required at all. So the referral part of BitClub is 100% optional. So, the primary purpose of BitClub is the mining. So the referral part is just secondary income, and it's completely optional. You don't have to do it. There's many different ways to make money. Two different ways is through Bitcoin mining, and then the other way is through referrals. Within the referrals, there's many different profit centers in there. But if you don't want to do it, you can just do the mining and not do the referrals at all.
Awesome. I love that aspect of it. So, and look, if anything, the minimum thing you should do is mine, right? But as you start mining, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you start mining and start seeing everything that's coming from that, so now think if somebody else is mining for you, right? You're bringing other people in. I see like the whole model is so powerful. Hey, I got another one coming in here. So what do we got here? Amy is asking, what do you mean when you say there are two legs of your business? What does this have to do with Bitcoin mining?
Okay, Amy, yeah, that's another good question. So the two legs of the business is part of the referral portion of the business. It has nothing to do with Bitcoin mining, actually. So what it means is the referral compensation plan runs on a binary system. That means it has two legs. So within that system, there's 8 different ways to get paid from referrals, and they build on top of each other and compound. So when you reach the qualification levels, you'll get these 8 streams of referral income from each person that you put in. And one of them is called the cycle bonus. And you get paid a cycle bonus every time you add one person to the right and one person to the left. So if you qualify for our bonus package where we build your team with you, we're going to fill one of your legs for you. So you only need to focus on filling in one leg. So you don't have to worry about, trying to sell anything or anything like that, because as you start mining and you start getting free Bitcoin on a daily basis, just by talking about it, people are going to want to get involved. You don't have to influence them or persuade them or push them or anything. They're just going to ask you like, oh, how can I do that? And then that's why we have the referral part of the business, for you to be able to get paid to refer people in.
Yeah, and that's so true, DC. I mean, I remember I was sitting at a karate class my son goes to, and I was just sitting there, and there's a guy sitting next to me, and I had a T-shirt on that says Bitcoin Bandit. And the guy goes, "Hey, you know about that Bitcoin?" I was like, "Yeah, I invested in it." He's like, "Oh man, I don't know anything. Like, I hear all about it. Like, how do you do this?" Yeah, it's just that it's that easy, right? It's like, oh, well, let me tell you about what I'm doing. So that's awesome. That's what I love about BitClub, is giving you the double opportunities. One, people are going to want to know about it. They're going to be curious about it. So why not, refer them into, a network where you can get paid on it. And number 2, you get your own mining going. So John is asking, he says, so after my first sign up, I get commissions on the rest of the money I put in.
Yeah, John, that is correct, which is not normal. So it's not normal for any type of a commission program, MLM, or network marketing company. It's not normal. Usually you're only allowed to have one position, and you don't make commissions on yourself. So with BitClub, yes, you can make commissions on your own money. So let's say you want to do 10 founder packs, which would give you 10 machines, and you'd get from that approximately 1 Bitcoin per month. 1 Bitcoin per month for free. So each founder pack would be a position, so 10 positions. For 10 founder packs, you'd be investing $36,000. Your first pack is $3,600. Then after you do the first position, you'd get commission on the other 9 positions because we would help you enroll those underneath yourself. So in the end, your overall investment is going to be much less than $36,000 because you're going to be getting paid commissions on your own money. And so then after that, you start to get the 8 referral income streams from all that. So you're getting a discount by getting commissions yourself because that's one of the benefits of the way the program's set up.
I love it. Love it. I think that's how we set up, when you were shorted me and we were setting it up, I did that. I bought positions underneath me. I think it just makes sense. Like, why, if I'm going to invest the money, why not get some of it back?
Right, exactly. Make commissions on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So Paul is asking, does Bitclub Network offer a guaranteed return on investment? Oh.
Yeah, okay, Paul. That's a good question. No, there's no guarantee offered because that's basically illegal to offer a guaranteed rate of return on any type of investment. So the numbers that I've shared with you are historical returns and are not guarantees of future earnings, but I share those with you because I'm showing you what has been earned through Bitcoin mining, and that will likely be the returns that we're going to get this year. But there's not a guarantee. The company could get into a lot of trouble by offering a guarantee.
Yeah, and you just can't guarantee. I mean, it's just not even feasible. That's like when people come over into the real estate side, they'll say, well, I want to buy this book from you, but what's the guarantee I'm going to do this deal? Well, my book is $6 and some change, and I'm not going to guarantee you're going to do anything with it. Right?
Yeah, because you don't know if they're going to get off their butt and stop watching Netflix.
Right. I can't and if I did guarantee it, I would just be setting myself up for, trouble. And so, I think that's a great question that everybody should pay attention to because, the guarantee is with yourself. That's where it is, you have to understand that you're going to be moving your life into a better position and you have to be awake for opportunities that are coming at you. Larry is asking, when and how are the mining earnings paid?
Okay, so it takes 30 days to set up your machine. Then the earnings get paid daily. They get paid daily, and the earnings are paid in Bitcoin, and you can withdraw them whenever you want. You can withdraw them whenever you want. We don't withdraw them. What we do is we do a rebuy, what's called a rebuy. So we reinvest all of our earnings into more mining so that the money compounds. You actually take your earnings and then you reinvest it into more mining. So you're actually buying free mining, and then it just multiplies. It's like the compound effect of interest.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a multi-multiplier.
Yeah.
So, Joe's got one here for you, man. It says, if Bitclub Network is so profitable, love how he starts that, why share the earnings?
Okay, Joe, yeah, that's a good question. And, I can see where you're coming from. If it's so profitable, then why would we share the profits? And there's a couple reasons for that, and I'll explain. Because of how mining works, it's getting harder for small mines to make profits because there's more competition now. And, 3-4 years ago when mining came into being, anyone could just start mining with their home computer and get Bitcoin. So now, even if you have millions of dollars worth of equipment, you might still be too small to solo mine and be profitable. So what we did is we turned to mining in pools and sharing the profits. Because in order to be profitable today, you need to have massive purchasing power. And with our business model, instead of raising capital, we allow people to invest in machines and we put them into our building. This pooling results in larger discounts that we can get on hardware. We pay less for electricity, and our mine farm becomes much more efficient because we have more machines in there. So by putting all these machines together, we actually become more powerful, and we control more Bitcoin with that. So, and that's the reason why we invite people to BitClub. We all win. And that's the reason why Bitclub Network is one of the largest Bitcoin mining pools in the world. So when you click the button below and submit your application, Lane will call you. We'll have a quick chat with you. He'll answer any questions that you have about Bitclub or mining. And then if he determines that you are the right fit for the network, then he's going to extend an invitation to you, and then you'll be able to get started.
Love it. Love it, because you're right. Everybody wants in, but, we need to make sure that the right people are coming on board. So,
right.
Hey, Amy shot back another question. She said, how do I qualify for the bonus package where you build my team with me?
Oh, okay, because she was asking the question about the two legs of the business.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Amy, so how do you qualify for the bonus package? We recommend you start off with 5,000. If you can do 10,000, do 10. But if you can't do 5,000 right now, you can qualify for the bonus package where we build your team with you for only $1,900. $1,900 qualifies you for the bonus package. This $1,900 is going to give you 3 positions. So after you've set up your first position, you'll make commissions on your second and third position, and those second and third positions will be part of the 8 referral income streams you'll continue to get paid on every day. Now, I don't want to go too deep into the compensation plan right now. We don't have enough time for that because the referral part of the business is completely optional. We're here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. I could do a separate class or a video for those interested in seeing more details of the compensation plan, but I will tell you that it is the most profitable referral plan that I've ever seen in my life, and you can make a lot of money from it if you want to work it.
Awesome. Well, DC, thanks for those answers, man. I know they're all coming in. Everybody's excited, and if your question didn't get answered, don't throw stones at me. Or if you have another question, just go to the application, fill it out, and there'll be a spot for you to ask all your questions on there. Okay, Lane will give you a call to answer all your questions, and if you are a good fit, like DC said, for the network, then Lane will extend an invitation to get you enrolled. But it all starts with submitting the application first. So go ahead and click the button below this video, get your application submitted, and let's see where your future is going to take you to. So, hey, DC, we've been on here for a while. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Thanks for what you shared with me and what it's doing for me. Thanks for coming on here and sharing it with the students and the clients and everybody that's looking, here and wanting to know more about this, I just appreciate you sharing it with us today, about the whole Bitclub and Bitclub mining. You shared a ton of great information that everyone can use to really change their financial situation forever, man.
Awesome. You're welcome, Zach, and I appreciate everyone that showed up for this class and look forward to working with each and every one of you in the network. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to make a ton of money while doing it. So I look forward to seeing you and working with you, and look forward to meeting up in person sometime in the future. Take care for now. Goodbye, everyone.
All righty, everyone. We will see you again. And remember, stay strong. Keep your eyes open because opportunity is always in front of you, like right now. Take action, guys. Do something different. Do something that's going to benefit you 10, 20 years from now, and you'll be thanking yourself for making that choice. So click the button below. And I will see you guys again real soon. Bye now.
Bye, everyone.